The Brenda Perryman Show is sponsored by Livingston Family Dentistry and Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation.
Livingston Family Dentistry knows that good dental care ensures overall wellness, and healthy teeth and gums can perfect your smile. With over 30 years of experience, Dr. Ronald and Dr. Blake Livingston take the time to explain every treatment. Their modern office and friendly staff are committed to making you feel comfortable, informed, and satisfied. Located at 13724 Woodward in Highland Park, call now, 313-883-3050. If your teeth are not becoming to you,
then you should be coming to us.
Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation is one of Metro Detroit's leading charter bus companies. With safe, deluxe transportation throughout the U.S. and Canada, Good Samaritan offers low prices and superior service. On board our fleet of clean motor coaches, you'll find comfortable seating, DVDs, Wi-Fi, and a safe, smooth ride. So for all your group travel needs, let Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation take you there. Check out our website at gscomforttransportation.com or call us now at 248-742-9324 for a free quote. Leave the driving to us.
Good morning, and welcome to the Brenda Perryman Show right here on TV 33, WHPR, Comcast 20 in Detroit. I am so excited about the day. First, God made the sun shine, and I'm going to sing again. I've been singing all morning. The sun is shining, there's plenty of light. Whoa. Anyway, I am so excited about the show today. We're going to talk to two members of two different fraternities, but before we talk to them, I'd like to, of course, welcome my sponsors, Livingston Family Dentistry, which I love and does great dental work. Get their number from the commercial. And my new sponsor, Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation, for all of your transportation needs as far as charter bus tours. If you have a school, they do school buses. But if you want to go on casino trips and family reunion trips down to Myrtle Beach and Florida, that's great too. I don't know why we go to South for our family reunions. I guess because a lot of us are rooted in the South, I guess. But it's always so hot. But anyway, now, also I want to speak about Last Call at the Conspiracy Lounge, which is a play at 1515 Broadway that brings all these historic figures from Abraham Lincoln to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. In fact, there's a scene between two actors playing those characters in this play. This is a very intellectual piece. It has Julius Caesar. A lot of people from history are in this one area, and it is just a wonderful play. It's $20 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's $25 if you're a student. $5 off with your student ID. So 1515 Broadway. Check it out. And now we have my guest, Mr. Marquise Sanya, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity.
Good morning.
Incorporated.
Absolutely.
And Eric Brown from Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, right?
Yes, good morning, Brenda.
And your colors are?
Royal purple and old gold.
World purple. Royal purple. Oh, there's such a thing as royal purple? Yeah. And your?
Crimson and cream.
Crimson and cream. Beautiful. We'll talk about that kind of later. But these two gentlemen, we're here to talk to them about the fact that a lot of people look upon fraternities and sororities as being elitist organizations and don't know the things that they do in the community. They really don't know the things that they do in the community that help the community. Of course, you have to go to college to pledge a fraternity or sorority, but they start young dealing with our youth. And I want to talk a bit about the history of the community, and I want to talk of, not the community, the fraternities. And of course, there's another fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity. They're other fraternities too, and I'm going to have them visit the show too to have some equity, some other equity here to find out what they're doing. But I just wanted to talk to them this morning. Marquise, can you tell us when Omega Psi Phi started?
Yes, Omega Psi Phi started November 17th, 1911 on the campus of Howard University. Omega Psi Phi was founded by 3 undergraduate students as well as a graduate advisor.
Okay, do you know why they started it?
Omega Psi Phi, Omega Psi Phi's motto is friendship is essential to the soul. And with the 3 undergraduates, those guys were friends. They wanted to create an organization where men of like ideals can come together and have that friendship, that common bond. So that's the primary reason Omega founded itself. They wanted to get together, give back to the community, but come together as friends. And that's Omega Psi Phi.
Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent. And Howard University, of course, that's where Alpha Kappa Alpha started, which I'm a member of, and Delta Sigma Theta started. And
Correct.
And wait, did A-Phi-A start there too?
No, they were founded at Cornell.
Oh,
Alpha
yeah,
Phi
of
Alpha,
course.
yeah.
Good, yeah, of course, Cornell, the Alphas. I'm joking. I used to joke with the Alphas. But anyway, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
We were founded in 1911, January 5th.
How happened both were founded in the same year at different universities? How did you know? How did these fraternities know to start at the same year, or did one know about the other? I'm just curious about that because the communication was different in those days.
Yes, definitely communication was different, but based on the planning stages, it probably was because 2 of our founders transferred from Howard University to Indiana University. They found 8 other young men of common likeness at a predominantly white university.
Yes, tell them about that.
And being at a white university, there were numerous things that were going on at the time. I mean, this is even though it was the North, you still had a lot of racial issues in the North, just like they were in the South. And the original name of Kappa Alpha Psi is Kappa Alpha Nu. The name was changed after one of the sports stars on the track team, Frank Summers, was running an event. He was a hurdler, and it was overheard in the crowd. Someone referred to the organization as Kappa Alpha Nigga. And based on that, to give the name of the organization a more Greek distinction, that's when it was changed to Kappa Alpha Psi.
Psi, P-S-I.
And it was founded by a total of 10 men. And the fundamental purpose of Kappa Alpha Psi is achievement in every field of human endeavor. So we're about achievement.
Okay, and so 1911, you all just celebrated centennials a couple of years ago, right?
Right. We had our centennial celebration in Washington, D.C. In the month of July, where we had over 60,000 members of our organization
Did you
come
go?
out to celebrate. Absolutely, I was there. Actually, President Barack Obama came to congratulate us.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
That's my president.
That's our president, yes.
It may not be. Is that your president?
We had 100 years in 2011. We went back home to Indiana, and it was it was just a festive event.
How many came?
There were, similar to Omega Psi Phi, we had upwards of over 50,000 brothers there, and it was just a
They
great
could fit
time.
in Indiana?
Well, that was my first time in Indianapolis to stay for an extended period of time. I have been through Indianapolis before, but yes, I'm not sure if they would welcome us back based on how much fun we had, but we
Lord.
enjoyed ourselves. It was
What
a great
is that
time.
about fraternities? They have so much fun. You
Well, I
know.
think one of the things, Brittany, to take into consideration, our national events only allows us to see our brothers from other parts of the country every 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so-
that's true. I think that we too have our grand conclave every 2 years, and then on those off years we have our national leadership conference.
Do you all have regionals?
We have regionals,
Yes.
of which I just came back from our regional meeting, or we call it districts, and we're here in the 10th district of Omega Psi Phi. We had that meeting just in the northwestern suburbs of Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, so you all couldn't get into Chicago and destroy that town? No, I'm just kidding.
Not the
Too
Omegas,
expensive.
absolutely.
I mean, Chicago not cheap.
I know. You're funny. You are. So, the colors. I asked you about the colors. Do you know what they signify?
Yeah, so Omega Psi Phi is a Christian organization. And
Really?
if you look in the Bible, you'll find most things about Omega Psi Phi, absolutely. And our colors are royal purple and old gold. And in any church in America that you go to, you'll find those colors in there. I can go over the biblical verses for you, but I won't at this particular time. But it plays a large role in Omega. If you know of our founders, one of our founders is a bishop. And
Really?
he was deeply rooted in the Word of God, and that played a large part in the formation of Omega Psi Phi.
Crimson and cream.
Our founding and color has a lot to do with a tribute to Indiana University. Their colors are crimson and cream as well. And it's also a tribute to Psi. You know, Kappa is the 10th letter of the Greek alphabet. 10 men founded the first chapter, Alpha, at Indiana University, which is Psi. But the Alpha in Kappa Alpha Psi is also a tribute to the first black fraternity that was founded, which was Alpha Phi Alpha.
Okay, well, that was nice. Oh, that was a very brotherly of you. So, okay. Now, here, what does being an Omega Psi Phi, okay, don't do that. What does being, the nickname is Q. What does being a Q mean to you?
Being a Q means embodying everything that has to do with higher education, uplifting the community, and giving back. It means carrying yourself as a man of distinction in the community and the most respected individual, representing an organization that's over 100 years old, and providing that injection into the community that it needs in order to bring black males to the level that they need to be at.
Now, when did you just first find out about Omega Psi Phi fraternity?
Actually, I found out about Omega Psi Phi when I was in high school. Omega Psi Phi has a national mandated program. It's an essay contest in which that essay, we utilize that contest to give scholarship dollars to high school graduating seniors. I actually applied for that scholarship and got the scholarship. It wasn't until later that I got into Michigan State University where I learned about Omega Psi Phi through some gentlemen who were leading efforts for negotiating rights of African American students on that campus.
Now, what about you, Eric?
I first got involved with Kappa Alpha Psi as a Kappa Leaguer, which is the youth group of Kappa Alpha Psi in 1978. I first became aware of it. My oldest brother was in the Kappa League group. I became a member of it in 1979 as a 10th grader at Murray Wright High School.
Murray Wright.
Which is unfortunately no longer in existence, but...
Oh, there's so many, and pretty soon the big N.O. will be gone. And you went to school in Muskegon, right?
Yep, I'm from Muskegon, Michigan, the west side of the state. I graduated from Muskegon High School, the Big Reds. Yep.
Okay, so anyway, you discovered them?
Yes, I discovered, and actually Kappa League is an offshoot of our National Guy Right program, which is currently chaired by a brother out of New Jersey, Amani Viney. He's the chairman of the Guy Right program. And that's a program that's geared for educational and occupational guidance of youth. The offshoot of that is Kappa League, which is a leadership and development program for high school students 9 through 12.
Okay, and you were impressed with it because?
Well, I was impressed with it because it gave me opportunity to be around like-minded young men like myself.
And what was that?
Well, I was always considered to be an achiever, and it's just ironic that the principles of Kappa Alpha Psi is achievement. So it was something I just pretty much felt.
You were drawn to it because of like-mindedness.
Yeah, like-minded. Being in high school, I mean, it wasn't about, even though I knew I was going to college, it wasn't about what I was going to do once I get to college, even though my mind was pretty much made up. But I still gave respect to the other than the Divine Nine fraternities and checked them out as well while I was on the campus of Talladega College.
So now, what do you do now?
I'm a talk show host for a radio station, Cats Radio, which is an online station at catsentertainment.com. I'm on every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And the show that I have is called Reality Strikes. I have a co-host by the name of Stuart Boswell. And my show pretty much was the brainchild of me branching out, knowing that I had already done a lot in the community with regards to writing political blogs for the Detroit News over the last 8, 9 years. In addition to that, I became a regular panelist on the Frankie Darcell Talk of the Town show,
Right.
and I've done other shows, Horace Sheffield, as well as television shows. I was a regular panelist on National Public Radio News and Notes a few years back, and I just felt that if they can do it, I felt I had the talent to do it as well. And
course.
hopefully, this is beginning of something that will be very fruitful, profitable, as well as another sign of an achievement in my life.
Now, Marquise, you have quite an interesting story of how you got into your profession. Can you tell our audience about it?
Right. So, sometime back when I was at Michigan State University, I decided that I wanted to go to law school. And after graduating from Michigan State University, I went to Detroit College of Law here in the city of Detroit. And while working at night, I worked as a janitor at Sinai Grace Hospital, and back then Grace Hospital. But working at night, I saw an article in the newspaper, and that article said computer experience at the time.
Wasn't it kind of difficult going to law school and working that?
Yeah, it
long?
was. It was a little difficult because during my first 2 years, that's where the difficulty. That's when you really have to get used to the rigor of it and the coursework. So my schedule at that time was like 4 p.m. until 1 a.m. But going through my struggles, I saw an ad in the paper, and I called, and it led me away from law and into the computer field. At this present time, I serve as a technology manager at Ford Motor Company in IT operations.
Wow, and computers have changed over the years.
Yeah, computers used to be as big as this studio,
Yeah.
and now they're as small as a dime. As your cell phone.
Right, that's a
Right, right.
computer.
It's amazing. And like I said, I talked to you about that old movie, and the man was in to check the productivity. This was a character played by Spencer Tracy, and he wanted to check the productivity of this company. So he comes in, he says, well, I'm going to check the computer. And like you said, it's big as the wall. I mean, it's huge.
Right.
And then it just evolved
Yeah.
into almost nothingness.
Yeah, you can just tell just by our cell phone usage. I mean, cell phones back 10 years ago were very large devices, and now
Well,
they're so
20
small.
years ago, they were like,
Yeah, you carried them around in a bag. So, yeah.
No more of that. Right?
no more of that. People say, I got a car phone. They were so excited when they had that car phone.
Right.
Yeah, there was somebody who used to sit outside of my house watching my comings and goings. I used to call him sitting bull with a car phone. So, but that's another story. Anyway, guys. So do you like what you do?
Yeah, I love what I do. I think I like working with people. I like solving problems, and I like coming up with the next innovative idea in order to move the manufacturing industry
And you've
forward.
kind of gone into your own company, right?
Yes, I did. I have a creative bug. So I started probably about 7 years ago, Parallel Universe. It's a graphics web design firm where we do marketing and advertising as an offshoot.
Marketing too?
Marketing and advertising. So we kind of help people put packages together to market themselves and their companies. That's something additional that we offer. Mainly we deal with printed media, printed material for programs, booklets, events, like your signs such as you have behind you, things of that nature.
My banner.
Yeah, your banner, I'm sorry.
Thank you. No, I just admired that you could do those things. And you love what you do. I know you love what you do.
Yes, I enjoy it. I think
Yes, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm not a
Show me the passion.
I'm not a big fan of the two-party system, so I think I have a voice to allow people to think about things differently when it comes to politics, and I like putting that out and give people opportunity to challenge me on it, and or I'm not into changing minds, but at least giving people a different thought process.
But, okay, that's true. Well, do you ever, okay, you're an independent, right?
Yes, I'm a staunch independent.
When you say staunch, say if you feel one way about a particular political party, do you ever look at this party as doing something good? I mean, you're able to take the good and the bad from political
I look
party?
at the person, not the party.
Well, yeah, okay. That's
I mean, yes.
but sometimes the party votes on particular things. That's what I'm saying.
Well, the party votes on particular things, but I think people get too wrapped up in the Democratic Party and Republican Party. I mean, it's left wing, right wing. They come from the same bird, so they all have the same philosophies. It's just a matter of who they can influence to buy into what they're talking about.
Yeah, and I don't want to get off into this today, but then again, that's for a later show. But then again, it always grinds me that a lot of rich people are making these arbitrary. Some laws are real arbitrary. It's like they're not thinking. They're not doing full circle thinking to me. Or you cannot walk a mile in their shoe, a poor person's shoe. I mean, I know you may think a different way, but anyway, to go on about our great conversation about fraternities, because we get off into politics. Politics is
And go
just,
on and go on.
oh, go forever, forever, forever. Anyway, as far as the community is concerned, Omega is doing some great things. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. Omega Psi Phi, we have a few different programs. A couple I'll mention. One is our Operation Lamplight program, where we take high elementary school to middle school youth, and we sort of train them in just living, basic living. We take them out of the environment that they're used to, and we put them in different environments and expose them to different things. As I was mentioning earlier, we show them how to eat with utensils. We take them out to a fine dining establishment. We show them which fork to use, how to lay your napkin in your lap. We partner with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeastern Michigan in order to pair ourselves accurately with the children, and we sort of carry them throughout their career there or throughout their middle school education.
That's excellent. And then in high school,
In high school, we then take those same groups of guys and we try to foster that sense even more. And we provide a scholarship program for them. Lots of kids in Metro Detroit apply for the scholarship, and at any given time, we have 20 kids at HBCUs that we provide a recurring scholarship for them. So probably about $25,000 a year to 20 or so different kids.
and we talked before I get to you, Eric, we talked before about that, learning how to use that knife and fork
Yes.
and use it correctly. And I remember when my son was in ninth grade, he was going to a ninth grade, not prom, just some little ninth grade dance where they had to dress up and all of this stuff. And I told him, I said, Ryan, listen, now you're going to probably go to dinner before and then go to the dance. And he said, dinner? I don't want to eat in front of anybody. Not that I hadn't told him or his dad hadn't told him how you eat. It's just around the house, boys tend to not, they just eat.
They do their thing.
They just do their thing. And it's nice to have men who are outside of the family tell them this is what you do. Could you tell us about some of the programs?
Some programs we have our national initiative is about health. So that's one of the things that
Oh,
we'll be
that's so
concentrating
important.
on
So important
in 2000.
for men.
Right, it is. One of the things we'll be concentrating on in 2013.
Answer this question for me first. Why do men tend to be afraid to find out about their health? Sometimes. I mean, a lot of men, they kind of wait to go to the doctor. That's why we have a higher mortality rate with prostate cancer and everything. Why do you think that is with men?
I would say that for me personally, I can't speak for everybody, but growing up as a youth, you just always thought you were invincible as a man. And so when small health issues come up, you think that it's just going to go away. It was just that ache because you moved wrong, because you got up too quickly, and it'll just go away. We actually, the Kappas and Omegas have a charity game, basketball game that we play in, and some years ago.
Kappa's won the last 2 years, by the way.
And we played a few years ago, and actually at the Palace, I tore my Achilles. But I thought, in my mind, I thought, oh, you know what? It's just a twisted ankle. I didn't even want to go to the doctor. So like I said, I think that it's a lot of that pridefulness and men thinking that they're strong enough to be able to get through it.
What about you, Eric?
And I agree with a lot of what Marquise said. Also, I'm a student of history. It also goes back to the Tuskegee Project. You have black men that just feel that there is a conspiracy with regards to the health care and how serious it's being looked at. personally for myself, I go to the doctor. I mean, my former career has always been in the healthcare field. So I think it's important that if you have insurance, take advantage of it. To me, people that do not have it and don't go to the doctor, they sort of have an excuse to use the emergency room as a primary care physician. But when you have insurance, your company is giving you that benefit for a reason. Utilize it. But then again, getting back to the main question, is fear, like Marquise said, invincibility, and it's also surrounds the fact of no one will ever forget the stories that they have heard about the Tuskegee Project. There's been movies about it, and that's part of the reason why it's a lack of trust in the system.
Okay, so thank you for kind of delving into that for me, because that's something that's very important to me. Men and the doctor and the dentist. Also, so tell us about some of the other projects that you have.
Outside of the healthcare thing initiative we also have. I mean, we're very focused on the youth. Our Guy Writing
That's
Capital
excellent.
League, our Guy Writing Capital League program is very serious to us. The battalion that we will be having on May 26th of this year is a program geared towards introducing young black men to society. It's the male version of the cotillion, which introduces young females to society.
What is society?
Well, it depends. I mean, that's very. You're right. That's very subjective. But society, as we see it, teaching them how to eat right, teaching them how to become boys to young men to men, and teaching them how to respect not just one another and the black race, but respect women is important, because actually the two people outside of our advisors for Capital League that are very instrumental in this battalion thing are females. I think there are certain things that a man needs to learn, a boy needs to learn from a man. With regards to the soft type of things, you can only learn that from a female. And we have Dr. Renita Clark, who is a sorority sister of yours, who is spearheading the battalion along with Shauna Morrow. And people may know her. She is the wife of Mario Morrow, who's a very prominent political strategist in the area. They are involved in that because they have boys themselves. And they want to make sure their boys are properly introduced to society, because the schools are not going to do it. It's going to take the parents. It's going to take the parents and the mentors of these kids to do this, and that's one of the things that we're very proud about. So on May 26th, over at the DoubleTree Hotel, which is a facility owned by or managed by a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, Emmett Moten, we feel it's important to give back to the black community, because we just recently had our Founders Day program this past weekend at another black-owned facility, the Roberts Riverwalk, which is owned by a member of Kappa Alpha Psi.
You know, another thing that I think, well, you probably do, but I wanted to bring this to the forefront with the young people, is teaching them how to communicate. Because a lot of times our young men, when they meet somebody, they don't look up, they don't give that eye contact. Certain things they don't do. And having been a public speaking teacher, I know, because to teach them to look up at a person, I run into a lot of young men who are still using what I taught them to make sure that we simulate job interviews, different things that you simulate to put those boys into those situations. So I'm sure you do them. If not, get it together, call me.
Well, that's part of what we do. You know, the Capital Leaguers also have a lock-in every year.
Right.
And as part of that lock-in, those are some of the things that we teach them. One of the things and the biggest struggles we have, you mentioned the computer, which is the cell phones now. They're constantly looking down, texting.
Oh, God, that's
and that's
the
where the lack
rudest
of
thing.
eye contact comes from.
Right.
But one of the things that the Capital League advisors are very stern about is they do not allow those young men to walk into the house with their pants sagging off their butts.
Right.
And they tell them the meaning behind why they do not want them to walk that way.
Right. But, you know, not only that, I tell them also that the pants down below causes them to walk wide-legged. And they have been having more hip replacement surgeries with young people now due to that.
Because of that.
Yes,
Okay.
look it up.
Okay.
You, look it up. I mean, here these young people don't even have jobs yet, and they're getting a hip replacement. That's for people like me. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
So I think that's very important, the way they groom themselves.
The way they present themselves, absolutely.
Right. Because you never know. They may meet someone it could be just in a restaurant, a store, or something, and you never know who this person is. And this person can be impressed with you
Right.
and might want you to be with their company or something like that.
I mean, first impressions are very important. One of the things that I'm a proponent of is you never know who you may meet on a daily basis.
That's
It's
true.
important to carry yourself in a manner because we, as members of Kappa Alpha Psi and Omega Psi Phi, respectively, particularly those that know we're members of the organization, we have a certain way we have to present ourselves in public as well. Marquise is the president. The Basileus is his chapter. I'm the keeper of records, secretary. We have to ensure that the way we present ourselves is reflective of the organization as a whole.
Well, and it's a responsibility you have.
Right. You never know who's watching. I can give you a good example. I have a 7-year-old son who's always with me. He's always at the Omega House. He would come home and he would make comments about what he wants to do in life. And just recently, he was like, "Daddy, you know what? I think I want to be an Omega." And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Everybody's friendly. Everybody ask me if I need help with my homework." A lot of the brothers in the area have started their own mentoring programs in
Well,
order
that's
to
great.
continue to reach out. So
And it's important what you introduce your kids to. I used to be the president of the Alumni Association up at Eastern, so I was always up at Eastern with my kids. So they know, without a doubt, they will be going to college based on the fact of how involved I was and how many activities I attended. They went as well. And then you have the president of the university, board of regents members that knows them as well. So it's an expectation for them that college will be a next step after high school.
That is wonderful because we have to teach our students to get a further education. A high school education
Right.
just doesn't,
Just
do,
doesn't
it.
Right, yeah. We, for our scholarship program, we work with our kids in order to make sure that they maintain that consistency while they're in school. Our brother Henry McKee, part of our foundation, he tracks the kids' progress, making sure that they do okay, and they really appreciate that. To the effect that we have several of those individuals who we do give scholarship to become members of Omega Psi Phi. We annually we donate those funds and we get those youth that are already recipients to come back and speak on June 15th of this year, and in each year we give those scholarships away.
Okay, what are other things? Think of the other things. What do you think our black males need to know?
Well, it's not just about the black males because there is an issue here in the Detroit area. But we Kappa Alpha Psi, we have our Ann Arbor Ypsilanti Inkster chapter. They do an annual Achievement of Women program.
Yeah, I know.
so-
Yeah, I heard about that and everything. And I think that men or young males, girls have a lot to do with them. They have a lot to do with them. I think personally, I used to do when I was teaching. You know how the guys would try and sag their pants.
Right.
I would tell the girls, I said, look, when we were coming up, the guys' pants fitted. They looked good. The belt was actually around the waist. And so the girls start checking the young men, said, now we want to see your behinds. I mean, I hated to bring it like that, but I'm just trying to get the girls. They have such an influence over these young men, unfortunately or fortunately. Don't
Right,
you
it's the
think?
peer groups when they're young. So obviously, I actually think that the sororities are doing an absolute wonderful job with the young women and their mentoring programs. And so I think that if we work together, for instance, Omega Psi Phi, we work with all of the sororities in the neighboring areas during our Safe Night program that we do every year, and we partner with them to bring them in, and we provide motivational speakers for them. I think a lot of the case may be that if kids don't see a way out or they don't see what that next step
Yeah.
is, then they kind of lose that hope.
Or they lose sight.
Yeah, it's that, can I get through this? A lot of times it's just getting them through where they are, don't you think, to even envision.
Well, not just
something
getting them
else.
through where they are, but just get them to understand that it's important to be a boy, become a young man, and be a man. Because one of the things that the Kappa League prides itself on is, you mentioned the sagging pants. You cannot come into the Kappa house as part of the Kappa League and have your pants sagging. That's something that they're very
I
particular about.
know.
They also have a Kappa lock-in every year where just the Kappa Leaguers and the advisors, and we go by as mentors to teach them various things, and that's very important. But they also give back as well. Every year they adopt a family during Christmas, and they buy them everything from A to Z. And the Kappa Leaguers do this amongst themselves. They spend their own money. The gifts for the kids. They buy 2 weeks worth of meals. It's not just when it's very important to not just buy one meal, because one meal is just
that's
so superficial.
what people
It's to
do
buy,
a lot of times.
you buy some meals for a few weeks.
Yeah, I think that's very important. We have a very similar program too. So we help out with the Focus Hope basket.
Oh,
pass out,
definitely.
and we get our lamp lighters together. I think it gives them a sense of what we do in the community, and it allows them to give back too. So they help us pass the baskets out to the different families.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Where is your brand? Are you brand? Do you have a?
I do.
Where is it?
It's on my chest.
Really? Why do Omegas do that?
I believe it's a rite of passage. It has symbolism that only the members of the fraternity know, but it symbolizes for those looking from the outside that it's the whole. We're in it for life. We're going to be brothers for life. We're going to give back for life. We're going to continue to move the organization forward as our founders envisioned.
I always wondered about that. I just never asked. I always wondered. Now, Kappas don't brand.
Oh yes, my blood brother, who is also a Kappa, he is branded on his chest and arm. There are a lot of Kappas that are branded. In the South, where I play is at on my campus, more of the Kappas were into the tattoo thing. But
So what did you do?
I didn't do neither, because my actions in Kappa speak for itself.
Right.
I didn't think it was necessary to get a tattoo or a brand. I came close to it once. I was at a party up at Fair State, and the guy that was going to do it, and I was ready, but he was kind of, I guess, had a little bit too much to drink. I just wasn't willing to put my life in his hands to put a brand on me. But I don't knock it. It just wasn't for me.
Okay, absolutely. Like I say, I'm AKA, and I do everything except one or two things. But anyway, I love it because I was the only girl, and it was sisterhood.
But let's be clear though, Brenda, there are AKs and Deltas that I know that have not only gotten tattoos, but some have branded themselves as well. God. So it's not just singular to the fraternities.
Okay, I need to. I couldn't even see me. I'd see me saying, "I quit." No, I just can't do that. Well, but I imagine, because I do know some people who totally die hard and everything, and I'm die hard too. It's in my heart.
Right. Definitely, it's in my heart. It's the give back portion. Like I said, I think for me, Omega Psi Phi exudes the fact that we can touch one kid. If we can just touch one kid and that kid affect the other kids in their neighborhoods and their surroundings, then that goes a longer way than us trying to get 100 kids together.
Yeah, well, because each one teach one,
Right.
each one reach one.
Absolutely.
And if you could be, one of your friends can see what you're doing positive,
Absolutely.
they could get on that good foot, don't you think?
Right, and that's a good point that was mentioned, because I think one of the things that people need to understand, the success of the Kappa League has gotten so great that when they have their open house on May 18th of next month, they have set a limit on the amount of new members they will bring in.
Really?
And you have to, because it's a lot of work involved. You want to reach one, teach one, but you have to, being popular is a good thing. And having an excess of young men that wants to be a part of the program means that we're doing something right. And in doing that right thing, because there is a Southfield chapter, a Pontiac chapter, as well as Ann Arbor chapter, those that we cannot bring in, we will refer them to the other surrounding chapters.
Do you have other chapters or just the main chapter here?
No, we too have the Southfield chapter, a Pontiac chapter, as
Really?
well as an Ann Arbor Ypsilanti chapter.
Yeah.
It allows us to service all of the communities in
Yeah.
which we're in.
The AKAs and Deltas also do
I
that.
have many chapters.
A lot more
Don't
than
get
we
me
do.
started on how many chapters
Okay,
of Delta's
all
AK
right.
there's around here.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Well, if one of my viewers or several of my viewers are interested in finding out more about Omega Psi Phi, for their youth or Kappa Alpha Psi, how would they find out?
For us, we have a website for our foundation, which handles most of our youth programs, and it's the Detroit Omega Foundation. The website is www.dofi.org. The chairman of the foundation is Mr. Lee Oliphant. The program leader for Operation Lamplight is co-chair Mr. Ken Harvey and Mr. Herman McCourt.
Okay.
And for us, you could go to our national website at www.kapalphapsi1911.com, and that will give you all the information about the regions as well as the local chapter. But locally, we also have Detroit, kapalphapsi.org.
Detroit kappa-alpha-psi.org. Let's spell it for them. For Kappa.
It's KAPPAALPHAPSI.
Yeah, because some
.org.
people might say psi, S-I,
Yeah, right,
you
that's
know,
right, you're right.
PSI, and Omega. Well, you said
I gave you DOFI.org.
DOFI.
Yep.
It stands for
Detroit Omega Foundation, and our chapter's website is New Omega, NUOMEGA.com.
New Omega. That's newomega.com.
Yes.
Well, guys, I want to thank you. I had a good time. I mean, we did a few laughs. You know, I just, this always reminds me of my college days because it was so much fun. I just enjoyed just the whole fraternity sorority thing.
Oh, college
And,
was fun.
I mean, yeah, and step shows and
Right.
step shows. We did as pledging. We did step shows, and then once we came into the sorority, we did more step shows and everything. I even did a rap. First rap at Eastern Michigan University ever. 19 blue. Anyway, so Eric Brown and Marquise Sonia.
That is correct.
I'd like to thank you all, and everybody will be back in just a moment with Nana Dansoa.
The Brenda Perryman Show is sponsored by Livingston Family Dentistry and Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation.
Livingston Family Dentistry knows that good dental care ensures overall wellness, and healthy teeth and gums can perfect your smile. With over 30 years of experience, Dr. Ronald and Dr. Blake Livingston take the time to explain every treatment. Their modern office and friendly staff are committed to making you feel comfortable, informed, and satisfied. Located at 13724 Woodward in Highland Park, call now, 313-883-3050. If your teeth are not becoming to you,
Then you should be coming to us.
Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation is one of Metro Detroit's leading charter bus companies. With safe, deluxe transportation throughout the U.S. and Canada, Good Samaritan offers low prices and superior service. On board our fleet of clean motor coaches, you'll find comfortable seating, DVDs, Wi-Fi, and a safe, smooth ride. So for all your group travel needs, let Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation take you there. Check out our website at gscomforttransportation.com or call us now at 248-742-9324 for a free quote. Leave the driving to us.
Welcome to the Brenda Perryman Show right here on TV 33, WHPR, Comcast 20 in Detroit. And boy, it has been quite a morning here. And I'd like to welcome our new sponsor. Well, of course, my old sponsor, Livingston Family Dentistry, or my other current sponsor, I don't mean my old sponsor, for all your dental needs. And I know of people who have had testimonials about Livingston Family Dentistry. Also, I have a new sponsor, Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation, which is a charter bus company. So for all your charter bus needs for family reunions, shopping trips, casino trips, Toronto, all of those things that we like to do as a group, and church activities too, please call Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation. You will see their number on the screen. Next time when we have the break, you will see them again. And it's an excellent charter bus company. In fact, watch out for the summer. We may be having a Brenda Perryman Show tour to the Windy City. So just watch out. Also, I want to make sure that you know to email me at bperryman, that's PERRYMAN, TV33 at live.com, and tell me in 100 words or less what mother you know deserves a free makeover right here on the Brenda Perryman Show. She will come in. This is in a couple of weeks, in fact, you only have a week to do it too. She will come in and with no makeup on, and then she will get a free makeover, and I will interview her on the air. So I'm so excited about that. I really want to honor the mothers. And for Father's Day, I'm honoring the fathers too. This is an equal opportunity TV show. And now, my guest, Miss Nana Dansoa. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
How are you?
I am
Don't
uber
you love,
great.
love her energy? I know I do. I love it. I love it. You look so beautiful this morning.
Thank you so much.
Not
Thank
everyone can wear that beautiful red lipstick.
you. I think that's becoming my trademark now. First of all, thank you. And you look so fabulous.
Oh, gosh. Thank you.
I have a story. Can I share it?
Yes.
The story is I remember, let me see, elementary. And well, let me see, not elementary, because I'm still 21.
Oh, yes.
Hello. But I remember being in grade school and you coming to my class and doing poetry. And I have to say, you are still as flawlessly gorgeous as you were back then. I sit back sometime and just look at her like, she did not age. It's just, what are you doing?
Oh, well, nothing. Nothing. I use soap.
You look good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for the compliment. And my mother thanks you too. Well, because, we are products of our parents,
Yes.
And you're doing something so marvelous in the Black community. Why don't you tell us all about it? Let my audience know.
Well, I was in church one day and I had this idea. It was just really sparked me to do something in the community. So I live in an area where there was so much blight. When I say blight, you can actually drive, Grand River from that Oakman to Greenfield.
Yes.
The blight of businesses. See, I grew up in that
I
area.
used to live over there.
Hello.
Yeah.
And so I would drive down there, and I just felt that we had to talk about the stories of these mom and pops that were there. Because when I started doing organizing within this community, because I grew up in the community, talked to my mom about it, let's do some organizing, started this project called the Grand River Restoration Project. I would talk to a lot of people about the impact of local businesses. And what I noticed is that when you drive up and down these communities, you see only a certain type of business, a beauty supply. You see something deal with rims. And
yes,
you
see a cleaners here and there, but in a little old party store once in a while, but a lot of in storefronts.
Some, but not those rich kind of businesses where you can get a cup of coffee.
I used to live over there. I can walk up on Grand River and I could go to the record shop.
Yes.
I could do some shopping. I can go buy some clothes.
That's right. Remember when Sears was up there?
It was, and Federals.
Yes.
You don't remember Federals. You're too young to remember. But Crowley's was up there on Grand River and Greenfield too.
I
They
remember
had
that.
Crowley's and everything. They had all these big box stores, but they had smaller stores. Baker's Shoes was everywhere.
That's right.
And it's just so blighted now.
It's really because when I grew up in that area, it was a time where my mom, her husband, and my mom and my dad, they can walk my brother and I there. But now things have changed. When you walk in that area, and I had a chance to walk in the area recently, you feel that you have to protect yourself.
Yes. And it's funny. It's nothing like being able to, just a quick story.
No,
I just had one child at the time, and we were in the house, and Rubber Band Man by the Spinners was a big song back in the day.
Okay.
And she said, Rubber Band Man, Rubber Band Man. I said, Lord have mercy. She was driving me crazy. So I said, come on, Heather, let's go to the store. And we walked right up to the store and bought the record. We were able to just walk.
It was I remember the story. It's so interesting because we look at it now. I remember going there and wanting to buy a rap CD because my mom, certain things I couldn't listen to. And so I went in there and I can see the rap CDs. And as well as the great thing about it, local artists had an opportunity to be represented in some of these local mom and pop shops.
And speaking of local, a local person, before I say that, there also were banks in that community.
Yes.
Banks you could walk to and so forth. But local, I remember the Music Box record shop. I think it was on Dexter when I was a kid, and they had a little guy sitting on the counter named Stevie Wonder. I mean, it was so great to have all these kinds of things in your neighborhood, don't you think?
I think it's great. I think, and we need to be able to celebrate those that's in those neighborhoods.
Who
as-
stuck in?
Yes, and get some synergy around it. So as a result of this came this project called Detroit's Mom and Pop Shop.
Detroit's Mom and Pop Shop.
Yes. So it's just like, let's go and celebrate the local Detroit mom and pop shop, the community businesses. We put a lot of energy on downtown Detroit, which is great, and on Midtown, which is good. But what about the person that's on the east side? And I think about this time when I used to work for the Detroit Pistons, and there was a business called Milt's Barbecue.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Milt's barbecue was so delicious. If you were a vegetarian, you would actually put asparagus in the sauce just to taste it, okay? You would not, it was just that delicious. We were all in our professional outfits, and they were one of our, they came and catered for some of the meetings we would do because we're in the community. And I promise you, we would get out of our business little attire and just start dipping the bread in the sauce just to get in the background so we can get that sauce.
I can see you all now.
All professional, and yes, how are you? Great.
And then on back.
Oh, geez, oh, peace. And it was just, to know that this type of business is not here. And I started thinking when I was putting this project together, we talk about the Slows, and Slows is great, but what if we put that
Slows
energy-
is cool, but I'd like to go over to, what's the one on Brush? Parks. Parks Barbecue.
See, I can go there and interview them and put them on Detroit's Mom and Pop
Yes.
Shop. So that's it. It's like bringing some synergy around local businesses that are in the community who are becoming a part of this economic strength, who are giving us a boost in
So
the
you're
community.
trying to get the community to shop in those mom and pop.
Shop in them, support them, show love to them. I want you to I have a directory on the website. You can actually, you could be a part of building this directory. Just telling me, emailing me, or calling me and say, hey, you know what? You need to know about this business. I would go and interview them. The website is up. Woohoo!
So there are more businesses than just on Grand River.
Since this is a tour, it's called Detroit Mom and Pop Shop Tour, I'm going all around Detroit. So if you're somewhere that you're doing a business, you say, I need to visit you, I want to come and visit you. Now, let me let you know, if you're a place where, okay, I love to eat. I'm a thick girl. I like eating. It's okay. I promise you, nothing on me skinny but a pinky, and that still got a little fat on it. So we're good. But you have to have it clean. You have to have it a place where people will want to recommend folks, so we can just shout out loud how great you are. So that's what I want to do. Go to the businesses that are in our community, making an impact, and let them know we support you, and getting people to come there.
And you'll be getting people to come there how?
Well, what we're going to do is with Detroit's Mom and Pop Shop, I'm going to actually visit them, and I'm going to put this on the website. It's going to be an event, and they can come, and I'll do the interview right there. They can come and be a part of
And you're going
this.
to put their interview on the
Right
website?
on my website.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
great. I think I'm going to make baked beans and open up a storefront. No, I think it's great to salute, because whenever, once in a while, the newspaper, or one thing, Black Magazine will highlight some of these shops and stuff once in a while, maybe one. And I'll go over and try it, because they did this hamburger place over on 6 Mile. I went over there, and it just, I don't know, like you say, it needed to just be a little better inside, So if you want people to come, make sure, even if you can't afford to do certain things, make sure it's all clean and nice,
That's
right?
right. That's right. Because you represent your business. I mean, things don't have to be perfect. That's the cool thing about being a mom and pop shop. It's small.
Right.
It's more personal. You can just connect. You feel like they're
Right.
family.
Right.
But it's like going into a house. You want it to clean.
But I'll go out my way to go to a mom and pop
Oh
shop.
yeah.
I will
Oh, yes.
do that,
Oh, yes.
definitely.
They're worth the investment. And one of the things I did when I was talking and working in the community, I had an opportunity to talk to these young men who may have felonies and weren't getting employed. And mom and pop shops were were those open doors for them to go in and get work. So if we keep more of these mom and pop shops open, we can keep employment going on.
There are also resale shops that some people have.
Yes.
And that's something that needs to be explored, because a lot of people put things in retail shops that are very good items, and
Yes.
they're much cheaper.
I love that part, because if you're talking about a local mom and pop, you're keeping them employed and you're keeping us looking good, and we can save some money.
Well, and too, it's a sense of pride.
Yes, it is.
And one thing, if you have a mom and pop shop, make sure you sweep in front of it. Make sure people don't have litter in front, or if they do, you pick it up. You pick up those things. You know.
And I think another thing, it's about inspiring those businesses who've been out there for years, and sometimes you feel like you're overlooked. And here's a project that says you're not overlooked. We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you for being open. We thank you for being in our community. And what can we do with this project to be able to service you?
Wow, that is amazing. Now, you work also with the Impact Network, right?
Yeah, so I'm affiliate with them. I have a radio show on
Okay,
there.
that's
So
what I mean.
yes, no problem, because I don't want to get called, well, you don't, not employed.
Right.
So I mean, I love it. I've been blessed to have a radio show on Impact Television, Impact Radio Network. I host a show called Talking with Nana. I love being able to share that energy about local businesses, people who are doing great things in the community. A lot of my experience have come from that. So grassroots is my heartbeat.
That is wonderful because a lot of people forget the grassroots.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that with all the things that are happening in the city of Detroit, that people remember the community.
Yes.
Because I grew up, it seemed like in my life I was moving up and down Grand River. Because when I was a little girl, when I was little, tiny girl, I lived near Warren in Grand River. And then we moved on down, not too far from the boulevard in Grand River.
Okay.
Then we moved on down to that Martindale area in Grand River. Then we moved on down to Prevost in Grand River. So Grand River's been a main street for me.
We need to name a street after you, of Grand River, because you owe that. You do a lot of great things.
No, I highlight those streets because they're part of my pop culture,
Yes.
part of history, because so much has happened in those communities. And there's a book called Joy Road, and I'm going to have the writer of that book on the show one day, in fact. But so with you have a blog, right?
So it's a website. Built the website, so you can go onto the website. I'm a marketer, so I was able to build the website, do the graphics for it, as well as I'm doing the video for it. So go right onto the website, Detroit's Mom and Pop Shop, and you'll be able to just make your comments there, or just call me directly, and we can talk.
So can you name some of these mom and pop shops that you've been to?
Oh, wow. It's like so many to name. So right now, I love, and I have to say, I do go a lot downtown Detroit, so please forgive me. A Book Resellers is one of my favorite.
Oh, that's, I know her. I know that shop. I know that.
Miss Janet?
Yes, Janet.
And so one of that was my favorite.
Booksellers.
Yes. And so one of those is my favorite. The reason I love her is because she moved from this small little quaint, and now she has this great storefront.
I know she was on Willis and Cass.
And the cool thing about it,
Spiral Collective.
boom.
I know. I always know. I've been around.
Hello.
So she moved to a bigger space and everything.
Another cool thing about what I highlight her, because another cool thing about her is that you're looking at a person who transitioned into becoming not staying with her zone, really expanding. And she also in her shop, you can go and do Tai Chi. You can get some of your latest books in there, and etc. So yeah, that's one of my favorite shops.
Wow. And what about someplace to eat?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think right now.
Well, I already said Perks Barbecue. I'm in the mood for some barbecue.
I'm trying to think. It's so many. I'm trying to think of one place. It's hard to, because I don't want to end up saying one place and I give them all the advertisement. And
A lot of places, let's talk real quick, they have full dinners you could go buy. I've seen some places near Greenfield and Grand River that you could just go buy your whole family Sunday dinner.
Right.
And stuff.
Well, there's a place I'm looking to go on. I forgot the name of it because it just kind of slipped my mind. But they're right there. If you're going towards the Rosemount, Grand River area, they're right there on the corner. And I like that place because, number one, what I think about is that no one was going there at first, and they needed that. And I remember talking to the business owner, and I'm trying to think of the name. I'm talking to the business owner, and he had to close for a minute because they weren't getting a lot of business.
I hate that.
But it's going towards Evergreen and Grand River in the Rosedale area. So those are one of the places those are kind of key places you're going to see on my website we're going to be able to go to.
Well, when we lived in the neighborhood, my kids were young, we could go eat at different restaurants up and down the street. And Letty's Candy is still there, near St. Mary's of Redford. They had a wholesale candy company.
Oh my gosh, it's right there on the website. Sorry. Hello. The bookstore right on the everything is on the website, everybody. I'm so sorry, but everything is on the website. You can go and see all his business on the website. So I apologize, everybody. It's on the website.
Wow, wow. This is amazing. So you have April 26th through September 7th.
Yes.
You want
So during that time, I'm just going to be going to those businesses and highlighting them. You'll see them on the website, and you'll just get a chance to see what they're doing in the community. What I did is focus primarily right now on the Grand River area because that's where I grew up in. So I'll be able to go to the west side. I'll be able to go to southwest side. So
go to Dexter.
I can go to Dexter. There's no problem going to Dexter. Hello, Dexter. Yay.
Dexter used to have so much on it back in the day when I was a little girl. It's so much on it, so much on it. God, I'm just really talking about my age, aren't I? Now, you also have a Twitter account and a Facebook account.
Yes, so you can go to my Twitter. It is DET Mom and Pop, so DET Mom and Pop. And you also can access me on Facebook, and it's Detroit's Mom and Pop Shop.
Wow. Well, I really like to thank you for coming in today and talking to me about that because this is so very exciting. We have to support our Detroit businesses.
Yes.
Not just the businesses that are downtown or midtown. We have to go into the community. We have to help them survive.
Right. And the good thing about it is that we're doing something about it. We're taking that effort. We want to learn about you. So if you're out there, you say, you know what, we need to know who you are. I don't know until you tell me. You can call me directly, 313-989-1582.
Let's say that again, 313-989.
1582.
If you know of a mom and pop shop that needs to have some publicity, free
Yes,
publicity.
it's free. It's free.
Nah, thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Show is sponsored by Livingston Family Dentistry and Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation.
Livingston Family Dentistry knows that good dental care ensures overall wellness, and healthy teeth and gums can perfect your smile. With over 30 years of experience, Dr. Ronald and Dr. Blake Livingston take the time to explain every treatment. Their modern office and friendly staff are committed to making you feel comfortable, informed, and satisfied. Located at 13724 Woodward in Highland Park, call now, 313-883-3050. If your teeth are not becoming to you,
Then you should be coming to us.
Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation is one of Metro Detroit's leading charter bus companies. With safe, deluxe transportation throughout the U.S. and Canada, Good Samaritan offers low prices and superior service. On board our fleet of clean motor coaches, you'll find comfortable seating, DVDs, Wi-Fi, and a safe, smooth ride. So for all your group travel needs, let Good Samaritan Comfort Transportation take you there. Check out our website at gscomforttransportation.com or call us now at 248-742-9324 for a free quote. Leave the driving to us.